Bullish Nation, it's a celebration. It's an earlier one today because I wanted to be able to catch some people before they went out tonight. Now, why is that? Do you deserve to go out tonight? Did you meet your goals for this week? Did you impress yourself with anything that you wanted to accomplish? Or are you just doing it to numb yourself because you didn't meet your own expectation? Dude, and here's the immaculate part about that. You expect things out of yourself. There are some people that have forfeited trying to expect anything out of themselves, trying to improve in any way, shape, or form at all. And you are continuing to do so. Yet you're drowning yourself in your vices because you're failing to meet your own KPIs and your own quotas. And I hate to use that corporate language, but it's the easiest way for me to explain something that you understand and you're feeling currently. And ultimately, you're going to look at yourself in the mirror while you're getting ready and say, oh, yeah, I'm going to have a great time tonight. I'm going to go maybe make some new friends or connect with my coworkers a little more. And then it's not going to happen. You're going to wake up tomorrow dehydrated, uncomfortable, disappointed some more. And then you're just going to try to recharge yourself on a Sunday instead of getting yourself ready and enjoying yourself just to do it again this upcoming week, where you're probably not going to go out because it's not payday Friday, unless all you just do is budget yourself to go out on Fridays and drown out all the disappointment that you gathered on yourself throughout the week. Isn't that annoying? Wouldn't you rather wake up in charge of your life and being able to look at the weekend as like, man, look at all this time I get to do stuff that I want to do. I get to be myself now. I don't got to wear the corporate mask. I don't got to be the team manager. I don't got to be Mr. Hyper Responsible, chief of, security or whatever. Fuck all that, dude. Today should be the day that you get to do whatever you want and be who you want to be. But instead, you're taking up another role of going out tonight or showing up for people that don't care about you. And you know they don't care about you, but you're hoping that if you cleave enough part of yourself to end up fitting to what they want you to be in the group, that they'll accept you. And they won't, because you're constantly betraying yourself to fit into other people's standards. I actually had an ex-girlfriend. I called her an emotional mercenary. Why did I call her an emotional mercenary? Because she didn't stand for anything at all. All of her ethos and morals came from whatever everybody else thought. What everybody else thought, she was like, that's what's correct. Whatever people say is correct is what's correct. I'm like, no, you bleed red. Your blood is red. If you lacerate your nerves, you won't be able to move your hands. Like, things like that. It's like, what are you talking about? Like, no. It's like, oh, well, like there's all these studies saying that if this, that, and the other, and blah, blah. It's like, shut up. You just want to be correct and be accepted by the rest of the people who are around. And the funny thing is she was someone that I met from working at kava bars. And I broke my own rule. I always said, never date girls that you meet at kava bars. Never date girls that vape. That's like my two hardcore don't do that's. And I've broken each one of those separately. And look at that, I'm not dating either of them. So the funny thing was, she was accepted in that social area where I worked. I was popular there. Why was I popular? Because I was completely against the grain. I spoke vulgarly, belligerently, but I was honest. You knew who I was, what I was doing, why I was doing it, why my advice is going to hit so well for you. Like, you just know who I am in those situations. I tell you what I think in that moment. If I think someone's lying to you, or I see somebody's lying and I'm on the other side of the bar, I'm like, bro, shut that shit up, bro. Like, gullible's written on the ceiling. She's going to look up and try to read that. She has no idea. She doesn't understand. Like, stop. Don't do that to this person, I'm kind of like the T-cell of social environments. If I see some kind of bullying or bullshit around, I try to just, like, snuff it out. I don't really start things, but I end them, And in those kinds of things where people like her just start shaving parts of themselves to fit in, then they end up projecting this like resentment towards other people that are have good rapport and reputation with others because they're themselves. And then they start to like put a target on them, and it's like, well, it's not my fault you're sacrificing your own personality and belief system to fit in and be popular, and I'm just being myself and people accept that. Also, when you're yourself, you get to filter people out that aren't really supposed to be in your life anyways. Or maybe they're going to learn from the boundaries that you're setting from yourself for yourself, and then they can be reintroduced, right? But if you're constantly showing up to the bar to be the funny guy, to be like the loser that keeps getting up and they entertain the group that way, that's not your job. So why are you donning the role of like the group jester? You're smarter than that. You're more capable than that. There's more talent within you to do more. Yet you're limiting yourself to be accepted by people that you don't even look up to. But all the noise that's around them makes them seem like the popular brunch that you need to be around. So now you're the same thing. You're basically an emotional mercenary. If anyone can stir you up emotionally enough, you'll stand by them and defend them. Or you'll just like white knight for them, basically. It's like, oh, well, I have such a vast amount of empathy that I understand that two things can be true. No, bitch. There is what this person thinks, what that person thinks, and then the truth is somewhere in the middle. And trying to live in the middle, like a gray Jedi, the best you can, that's like the most moral thing you can do, because then you can service and help both of those people. And hopefully they'll meet in the middle and understand where their biases or their ego got in the way from being able to communicate, comprehend one another, and move forward in life. So you're showing up to all these things just to make fun of yourself. Like, dude, the more you betray yourself, it doesn't mean the more honorable you are to the group or the more you should be worthy of a promotion at work. There was one scene that I saw on the newer Alien show, I think it was like Alien Earth, where the guy working on the new like synths, where they're grabbing human consciousness and putting it into like a full machine. This guy had like some qualms with the CEO of the company, I think it was a Prodigy, I don't know, whatever. But he had some choice words to say, and when the CEO walks in, he like holds his mouth. And he's like, "No, what were you saying?" And he kept his mouth shut. And he was like on a super secret island working on this project with, grabbing kids' minds and putting them in robot bodies, like very, very, very hush hush. Like, you have a certain amount of talent and you got hired for that position for a very specific reason, and to replace you is very difficult. And basically, when that interaction started, he's like, grow some fucking balls, bro. Like, why would I fire you? You know how much vetting I had to do to get you here? He's like, I would rather you speak to me honestly than try to be the person that you think I want you to be. He's like, I didn't hire you because of that. And then he just kind of badgered him that way. So you're over here cleaving parts of yourself to be more digestible for people so that you can fit in more, get promotions, or earn more money. Yet that's the exact thing that's keeping you from leveling up in your life. You're telling other people, if you value me more than I value myself, I will dismember myself for you so that you can elevate me in life instead of me doing it myself. Fuck them. You have 2 legs and 2 arms, a fully functioning mind, a working mouth, and ears to listen, and eyes to perceive very well. Use literally everything you have in this game of life and level yourself up, but don't sacrifice your being. Don't become an emotional mercenary. Don't show up to places just so you can get some kind of emotional social win to justify the shame you feel throughout the week. Stop showing up in rooms where you're not wanted and showing them how much you can stab yourself as entertainment. That's weird, dude. Nobody wants something like that. Like, nobody wants anybody like that around. And I had to learn from making very uncomfortable decisions and like giving people the cold shoulder, or shoulder charging through the right people, or the wrong people, but that was the right decision to move forward in life. And sometimes the people you got to shoulder charge are ones that you don't expect, and the ones that you're giving the cold shoulder to really feel terrible, but that's what has to happen. If you're dismembering yourself for someone else, dude, you're just a tool. You're not a human being. but you can start being your own tool, right? You can start tuning yourself into authenticity and going towards success. But you have to make that decision. I've made that decision. From the start, dude. One of the things that I always tell people, like since I've been doing it, is the thing that I love in this life is meeting an introvert and turning them into an extrovert, because I believe everyone's an omnivore. Everybody's a mixture of both. But ultimately, you know, if you're an introvert, your social battery's going to go down, and that's fine. Go home, do your thing, recharge. We all have different ways of experiencing life, but I think everybody should live life to the fullest. And if you're dismembering yourself to get some kind of hit of acceptance that makes you feel like you're living your life to the maximum, no. Reevaluate, bro. Reevaluate. There's a reason why I put a way to contact me in my description, so that you can at least get a piece of what I've been saying for yourself, for you to learn. Because if you're here listening to me, that means you're coachable, because I'm coachable. I need to go throughout the rest of my life understanding that I'm always going to learn something from someone, but with my mind, emotionality, and experience, I can grab those things and kind of like mull them over and help make it more digestible for someone else to make their path have a little less friction, or to motivate them to charge through a lot of friction and reach success. Don't go out tonight. Stay home. Do some journaling. Meditate on what you want out of this next coming week, and have the paradigm shift in understanding that you can make that happen. And if that seems outlandish to you in your journaling, like I want to approach a woman, I want to make, I want to set myself up to get a promotion, I want to be accepted here, I want to do this successfully, I want to spend an hour in the gym and wake up the next day sore. If any of those things that you write down feel impossible to do, tell them to me, man. Let me pour into you. Let this jack motherfucker pour into you. Because I didn't figure this out by myself. I figured a lot of shit out by myself because I had to. But ultimately, I stayed true to myself. I never dismembered myself for anybody. And I walked in authenticity. And you need to start doing that too.